And it's day 2 of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's historic visit to Israel. And today is going to be an important day because both the sides are going to be holding some crucial talks. It's going to be all business. Some crucial defense deals will also be signed with the Israeli Prime Minister. So an important day there. After the warm greetings by the Israeli Prime Minister, several agreements are likely to be inked between both the premiers. Today the Prime Minister will also be meeting with 12-year-old Moshe Holtzberg, who tragically lost his parents in the 26/11 terror attack in Mumbai when he was just a toddler. And that's not all. The Prime Minister will also be interacting with 4,000 to 5,000 people of Indian origin at a community event at the Tel Aviv fairgrounds. And apart from all the business deals, is the most touching gesture by the Prime Minister during his 3-day visit to Israel. He will be meeting Moshe, who was just 2 years old when he tragically lost his parents in the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks. And ahead of the political and diplomatic meetings that are on the agenda today, the meeting with young Moshe is also going to be remembered as a special one, with the nation remembering the sacrifice of his parents.
A 2-year-old toddler clutched tightly by his nanny. A heart-wrenching image imprinted on everybody's mind. This picture dates back to November 2008, when terror wreaked havoc on Mumbai for 3 nights and days. And amid the horror is the tale of Moshe Holtzberg. Moshe, the child of Gabriel Holtzberg and Rivka, emissaries of the Chabad, managed to escape from Nariman House in downtown Colaba, saved by his daring nanny Sandra Samuels. Now he's a 12-year-old boy and he's meeting the Prime Minister Narendra Modi during his Israel visit.
I love him.
You love Mr. Modi. Why is that?
Because if for so much people is there in India and he come to me.
You will go back to Nariman House like your parents.
Yeah.
And in fact, in the house that Moshe lives in, even today, the parents who he lost on that unfortunate day, their picture, their memories are still here. He's 10, and of course he's been protected from all that happened by the woman who saved him that day and the woman who continues to shelter him even now.
His nanny Sandra now lives in Israel after being granted honorary citizenship and works at a rehabilitation center for the disabled. She will also be meeting the Prime Minister.
I'll thank him for remembering Moshe boy and making his precious time to say hello to Moshe boy.
Moshe's maternal grandparents are touched by the Prime Minister's gesture.
Mr. Modi, you come to Israel and she want to see me, my wife, and also Moshe boy, and also the nanny. I'm very excited.
This building behind us was one of the targets during 26/11 attacks in Mumbai. This is Chabad House in Colaba, wherein Moshe lost his parents. Now, after 9 years, it's the first Prime Minister of India who will be meeting Moshe in Israel. And it's being said that the family is very happy and excited, seeing that India still remembers us.
Even a small candle can light up an entire dark room. And this is the message, this is the idea, this is what we need to take forward from the 26/11. And this is, I believe this is what the meeting of PM Modi with baby Moshe, this is what it's about, and this is what it's going to emphasize. We do feel very safe.
The Indian Jewish Association, a prominent voice of the community, is happy with PM Modi's decision to strengthen relations with Israel. The 2-day visit of Prime Minister Modi will see many deals being signed and be a landmark in Indian diplomacy. But his meeting with Moshe is what will be remembered for a long time. It's a reminder of the horrors of terrorism and why the world needs a united front against terror. With Mustafa Sheikh in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
The Prime Minister's visit to Israel has been a closely watched affair. I mean, there's much excitement and anticipation as to what India gets from this visit. But the most talked about visit is going to be that of the Prime Minister and Moshe, who tragically lost his parents in 2008 Mumbai terror attack. Here's India Today's editor, Padmaja Joshi, in conversation with this little boy.
There was one little boy who captured the imagination of India, a miracle survivor. He was 2 years old when he was whisked away from Bombay, from Mumbai, on a horrible, horrible day that no one has forgotten. We know it as 26/11. That little child was Moshe. Today he's 10 years old. And Moshe, you know the Prime Minister of India is coming. Would you like to say something to him, Mr. Modi?
I like him.
What do you like to say to him?
I love him.
You love Mr. Modi. Why is that?
Because if for so much people is there in India and he come to me.
Of all the people that are there in India, he has come here especially to meet you. Moshe, tell me, do you remember your time in India?
Do you remember Sonu Man?
No.
But you still remember a little bit of language that you learned or anything that you learned in India?
Yes.
Yes.
Numbers.
Numbers.
Only numbers, Hindi numbers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
All right, and you're 10 years old now. Any time that you want to maybe go back, just the time that you spend there, anything at all that you want to go back to India and remember?
I want to go back to India.
For my command. Yeah,
For my Nariman house.
To the Nariman house.
To be the rabbi.
To be the rabbi.
Like my parents, my father.
Like my parents, my father.
You will go back to Nariman house like your parents.
Yeah.
And in fact, in the house that Moshe lives in, even today, the parents who he lost on that unfortunate day, their picture, their memories are still here. He's 10. And of course, he's been protected from all that happened by the woman who saved him that day and the woman who continues to shelter him even now.
Okay, that's young Moshe excited to meet the Prime Minister on his first trip to Israel. Now, this is the first trip, and it's very important that in the new chapter in Indo-Israel relationships, while Israel government did roll out the red carpet for the Prime Minister, let's just take a look at how the media in Israel has been reacting to the Indian Prime Minister's visit. The Times of Israel has said, and I quote the Israeli Prime Minister, Netanyahu, turns to yoga in illustrating warm ties with India. Israel Hayom said, and I quote, Israel and India are walking hand in hand into the future. So all the references made to, the body language of both the leaders, we have seen just how both of them have had their hugs. In fact, the Israeli Prime Minister heartily embracing the Indian Prime Minister as well. He has said a hug and cover up the touchy issue left off the agenda of Modi's visit to Israel. The Jerusalem Post had this message: Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu should not build up quote-unquote impossible expectations during Modi's visit.